Well, hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to do part 2 of the two-part series for spring tomato transplants. Now, if you didn't see part 1, you might want to check it out. In part 1, I talk about how I'm in the soil for my grow bags from the previous mixture that I had from the previous grow season, and talk about the fertilizers that I use and just how I approach the soil mix for my grow bags. Today in part 2, we're going to actually do the transplants of the tomato starts. All my tomato starts were grown from seed under grow lights, and they're ready to move out into their final destinations. So let's get these plants put in the ground and get some tomatoes growing. Stay tuned. Okay, so I started planting my tomato plants, and I thought I'd show you what I'm doing, but it's real simple. I've already prepared each of these pots and put my fertilizer in like I mentioned previously. I had to wait a few days to actually plant because storms blew through and we had some high winds. But really all I'm doing is just digging a hole. I'll trim off the lower branches on the tomato starts, and then I'm just planting them deep so that the roots can, or the root nodes on the stem can develop roots and have a stronger root system for the plant to survive. So as you can see, this soil in these pots is really loamy, it's loose, it's really good. Did have some leaves blow in from the storms, not too worried about that. They're just the little oak leaves up from next door. But so typically what I'll do is just take some of this dirt out, put it in the pot next to it so I can dig a hole and plant it deep, and then backfill, and we're ready to go. So let me show you how I do this. I'll take off all these lower branches, including the little cotyledons that started out with, and even this guy. I'm going to cut him off. So I have this left, and I will bury it up to here in the pot. So let me get the hole dug and we'll get it planted. Put the dirt that I took out back in here, backfill it. Even it out, pat it down, get all the air out. Put the label in. And there I got a Phoenix tomato plant ready to go. So you can see the rest of the grow pots that are ready to go. I got probably about 10 more plants to put in, and I'll be done with the tomato starts. So let me finish these, and then I'll catch you on the flip side. All right, so I finished all my tomato starts. They're all in. I didn't add any additional fertilizer when I planted these. As you noticed when I showed you the first one, there's plenty of fertilizer in here from the original mix that I did previously, shown in this video. So as these grow up, I'll remove these lower stems, and I like to have about 5 inches above the soil line to prevent disease, and I've had pretty good luck with that. Only had 1 or 2 plants
over the last 5 years really get disease and die on me. So I think that helps. I also come back and mulch with shredded leaves, which I collect the leaves in the fall. I have a shredder, and then I put them in a compost bin, and I just let them sit. And then I come in here, the compost bin's in the backyard. I'll just get a 5-gallon bucket, fill it up, come over here, put it in, and they're good to go. We'll also come out tomorrow and I'll stake these with bamboo stakes. And I have the little clips that go on them, and that way, should we get a little wind, that should hold them and let them get established. But I think it looks good. It's a good start. I hope they produce like I expect them to. I really had a good harvest last spring, and each year it's gotten better. So in addition to all of that, as they grow, I will use a water-soluble fertilizer. I'm using AgroThrive this year for the first time, so I'm going to see how that works. I had used fish emulsion in the past. It worked pretty well, but it did have quite a bit of smell, and this is supposed to be better just because of the smell, but it has some additional nutrients in it as well. So that's the goal. Next we'll plant the peppers, and we'll water them all in real good, of course, and they'll be on their way. Okay guys, so I finished the mulching of all the tomato plants, and I also mulched, I had planted some lettuces, so I got 2 different kinds of lettuces, and the one we're looking at, a red salad box, and this one is prize head. So I got 4 total, 2 of each of those varieties, and I went ahead and mulched them. But the tomatoes, yeah, they're looking pretty good. So I'm going to water them in with a water-soluble fertilizer. I mentioned previously I'm using AgroThrive this year. I'm going to see how that works. I'm using it in place of fish emulsion, which I know a lot of people use, but it doesn't stink as bad, so I'm sure there's an odor to it, but it's not supposed to be as bad. And there has some added nutrients in there as well. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I'll water it in, and I'll be done. So that's it for the transplants. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share, and I will catch you on the next video. See you later.